On February 17th, I dreamt that three guys and I were hired for some sort of call center job. The hiring manager walked us through the call center to show us around from room to room to room. Each room was square. There were desks lined up on the outer perimeter that faced the wall. Also, there were desks in the middle that faced each other. Each room had luxurious designer leather desk chairs with their own color scheme. The last room that we entered had the colors red and black. This color combination might scare some people, but it symbolizes power and hidden knowledge. Embroidered on the headrest of each chair was Conrad, and then that person's name was under it. I realized that Conrad was their title. As we walked around the square room, I noticed that I was the only woman. The guys were all smiling and having a good time. I thought that they were joking with one another, but then I realized that they were giving advice and counseling to people over their earbuds. Later, while awake, I looked up the name Conrad. Conrad means brave counselor, which confirms the dream. I saw 4 empty chairs for me and the 3 men who were hired with me. Before we took our seats, the hiring manager was showing us a person's computer workstation in action. He asked me, if I touch these 2 keys on the keyboard, what will happen? I knew that he touched the Command and Delete button. I told him that I didn't know what would happen because I hadn't learned the new command codes since the system upgrade. This was a trick question from him. I saw a vision of him looking up the new codes himself just before taking us on our tour of the facility. This dream was followed by another dream. By combining these 2 dreams, I know that the Command-Delete keyboard combination means that I have the power and authority to remove things if I want to. In the next dream, a man and I walked up to a large concrete wall that had graffiti on it. This wall was a timeline of spiritual history. The man and I stood in front of a picture of a naked cartoon man. There was a rough triangular-shaped stone that looked like a mountain peak behind him. Only the peak was flat. He was on the left side of this distant mountain, which had an earthy, brownish yellow color. The man I was with stood right in front of the cartoon man. Then he left for some unknown reason. However, I was still with my male invisible companion. I was getting bored waiting for the man to return, so I started making changes to the wall art. It was like working with digital software. The first thing I did was move the distant mountain to the front of the scene, covering the cartoon man's nakedness. Then I took a lot of time lining the corner of the mountain to the foot of the cartoon man. I spent an unusual amount of time doing this, and so I know that it's important. Once I woke up, I understood that the lower corner of the mountain peak was the sun location of the Trinity. And you, my beloved son, have abandoned me. Even though this long wall was full of spiritual history, I found a blank spot on the other side of the mountain peak. My invisible companion encouraged me to make my mark there. I thought about drawing my Called Out of Darkness profile image, but decided not to. Instead, I drew a round cartoon face that was blowing wind to the left. This represents the Holy Spirit side of the Trinity. Also, it represents my new channel, Winds of Change. This image was very rough. It looked like a child drew it with a computer mouse. Suddenly, there was more blank space on the wall. It was as if the wind on my image blew away some of the future spiritual history and made more room on the wall. Suddenly, a cartoon rocket appeared. It had a large oval window in it. My invisible companion encouraged me to draw my face in the window. Suddenly, an oval appeared. I lined my face up with the oval. I took 3 short, fast inhales. Somehow, this caused my face to be scanned, and my face magically appeared in the window of the rocket. I seemed very happy, and I was waving my left hand goodbye. My invisible companion pointed out that the ear of my cartoon was messed up. Also, I noticed that my earrings were droopy, so I lined up my face again and took 3 more short, fast inhales. This time, my ears were fixed, and I noticed that the earrings were shooting stars. The tail of the star went up the side of my ear, and the star itself dangled below my lobe. I never did see the movie ISS. However, this dream is letting me know that a woman takes over ISIS.
Down to Gonky Park, listening to the winds of change.
We have seen pictures, but this is...
We don't talk politics. Here we're one.
Hey, guys.
Wait a minute, what the hell is going on down there?
Oh, whoa.
We gotta get out now, guys.
Let's get out.
Oh, my God.
Земля, это экипаж МКС.
Houston, do you read?
War has broken out below. And we were told to take the ISS by any means necessary.
If we got orders from our government to take control.
Because I've raised my 4 sons practically by myself, and because I know how challenging it is, I know that it is not God's will for a woman to rule alone. A woman can be considered a man's entire world, but in truth, she's only half of it. And so, I am a big part of your world. This dream is letting me know that I have the power and authority to change our reality. These dreams all happened on February 17th. A couple of days ago, around February 22nd, I had another dream with you. I walked up to a parking lot. In the distance, I saw an avatar of you talking to a bunch of girls. This avatar had hair that resembled Jonathan Rumi from Season 1 of The Chosen. However, it was not Jonathan, and I felt your spirit connected to it. I knew that you were supposed to be with me. You eventually left the girls and approached me. You pulled out an enormous penis that hung to your knees. It reminded me of a bull penis. Its extreme length symbolizes the joining of the 2 sticks. Only it was flaccid and had no strength. You had sex with me, but there was no passion, and I felt nothing. It was boring. Afterward, you returned to your other girlfriends. Because you have blocked me for so long, I've put myself back on the market, and I joined eHarmony. Within a couple of days, God provided me a potential replacement for you, and I can see a happy future for myself with them. Is it a perfect match? No. And to be honest with you, I would rather be with someone who has already been watching my channel, someone who already knows and appreciates my teachings, and someone who already knows and understands this drama between us. Do I want to replace you? No, I don't. But I want to be loved. I hope you figure out how to love me before it's too late. I wasn't going to share these dreams, but last night, a music video popped up unexpectedly, and it ties all the puzzle pieces of these dreams together, confirming them. Pay close attention to the chaotic triangle design on the wall. It kind of looks like a rugged mountain peak with earthy colors. Pay attention to the naked man's foot and his Jesus hairstyle. Pay attention to the woman with the Egyptian haircut who is playing the role of Isis. Pay attention to how she can alter the graffiti on the wall. Do you see the sword coming out of her heart, cutting his eye? Is it really a sword? Or is she just trying to shine some light on the situation? Azizati, you once told me that this isn't about me, it's about you. Even if you still think that I'm a nobody, I can assure you that the author of creation thinks I'm a somebody.
Now and then I think of when we were together, like when you said you felt so happy you could die. I told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love and it's an ache I still remember. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness, like resignation to the end, always the end. So when we found that we could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends. But I'll admit that I was glad it was over. You didn't have to cut me off, make out like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and that feels so rough. No, you didn't have to stoop so low, have your friends collect your records and then change your number. Guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now and then I think of all the times you screwed me over, but in me believing it was always something that I'd done. But I don't wanna live that way, reading into every word you say. You said that you could let it go, and I wouldn't catch you hung up on somebody that you used to know. You didn't have to cut me off, make out like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and that feels so rough. You didn't have to stoop so low, have your friends collect your records and then change your number. Guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Somebody that I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Somebody, just somebody that I used to know. I used to know. That I used to know. I used to know somebody.
Ebne Al Habibu, do you remember back in December 2022 when you contacted me? I shared a story with you where I asked God if I could cut the string between us. That night, I had a long dream where your avatar was my youngest son. In the dream, I took my young children to a Christmas party. They were all dressed in rented reindeer costumes. My youngest son, who was your avatar, had a very long string dangling from his private area. I was so embarrassed by it that I got some scissors with the intention of cutting it off. But the avatar of God the Father told me I did not have the authority to cut the string. And so the reindeer dream was God's response to my question. I had this reindeer dream in October of 2022. And then magically around Christmas, you contacted me, and we talked for a couple of days. Even though you blocked me again, I knew that I could not cut the string, and I had to keep pouring my love into you. Although I did not have the authority to cut the string back then, I do now, because the system has been upgraded, and I have access to the command codes. I see that our lives have been divinely guided. The author of creation has invested a lot of time into our soap opera. The male singer sang, "I guess that I don't need that doe." A doe is a female deer. The truth is, my little reindeer, you do need me. But when will you open your eye and realize it? I am an all-or-nothing type person, and I want an all-or-nothing type man. For the last 2.5 years, I have given you my all. Yet, you have given me nothing. It breaks my heart, but I guess the only way that you'll understand what it felt like for me to be abandoned is for you to go through it yourself. Consider this tough love. It's your turn to be refined by fire. It's time to wake up.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. In the desert, you have my heart inside, and you played it to the beat. Baby, I have no story to be told, but I've heard one on you, and I'm gonna make your head burn. Think of me in the depths of your despair. Make a home down there as mine sure won't be shared. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. In the desert, you have my heart inside, and
I wrote and published these secular books years ago as therapy to help me cope with my cheating first husband. The root cause of the chaos that is going on around the world is because people do not follow the commandments that God gave Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. If a man learns how to love his wife like himself, and a woman submits to her husband, then the entire world will be united. People don't need to fear the New World Order. The author of creation is in charge of everything, and he has our best interests in mind. It will become one world under God, as Yahweh proves to the world that he exists.